All right, welcome back, everyone. So it looks like we're going to be running GT Classic this time. That would be Zeni's choice. This time I'm joined by Sire, so welcome. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I was just watching that interesting race one and decided to jump on. And I like me some GT classics. So happy to join you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it should be a good match. I mean, the triple bingo one, unfortunately, Hero had that death, but even then, still made it a pretty good run out of that. So it's always good to see.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, I wasn't watching it as closely as I do when I commentate, but it looked like Hero had the right idea picking triple bingo against Zeni. Seemed like there were several times when Zeni had to rethink his choices. But yeah, just in the end, not being able to pull it out.
Yeah, it's always this game's got a lot of intricacies. So that's what I love about this. It kind of explores every single aspect for different runners.
Yeah, and especially this tournament too, with really testing how deep your category knowledge goes. Um, so yeah, very very good test.
And I think that also shows that, I mean, sans the top, maybe our top echelon in the community, um, everyone else is pretty good. Like, I mean, everyone, like, there's a chance for everyone because not everyone category.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even someone like Zeni who has so many world records. Well, at least 100%. I'm so bad at keeping track, but yeah, definitely. You can even. I mean, yeah, Hero had a chance to take a game off of him for sure in that one. So yeah, I agree with that totally. And I mean, even yesterday with the first couple games of the playoffs, or Wednesday too, people's actual picks they'd been losing. Um, what was it? I think the first three picks that the runners made, they lost their picks. So um, yeah, it's definitely an interesting playoffs already, and looking forward to this race here. So I kind of missed out, Mook, on the SRL. Was there any indication as to why Zeni decided on GT Classic for this one? Oop. Okay, thanks, Zeni.
All right, tried rebooting my Discord. Sorry about that, everyone.
Oh, all right, no problem. I was just I asked you a question and Zeni answered me in chat, so it's all good. Um, so yeah, he just wants to play a fun category like GT Classic, and I agree with him. I like the choice. Appreciate the play to give us the fun stuff with the triple bingos and the GT Classics. And looks like we're about to have the race start here in just a moment. And always got to throw this out myself just to make sure I'm following everyone too. So make sure you go follow them as well. ShinyZeni's link actually hosting Hero today. Good sportsmanship.
That is what I love. One thing I love, everyone, everyone wants to win, but no one wants to see the other person do poorly.
For sure.
So a quick explanation of GT Classic. Basically, the runners are going to try to get down to GT Golden Chorizo at the end of down in Lower Norfair. They use a special code holding all 4 face buttons as they enter. And then from doing that, they get 100 missiles, 20 super missiles, I think 20 power bombs, grapple, X-ray, all the beams, and 700 health.
Sounds about right to me.
And so then they do have to turn off Spazer. And then they try to... Oh, they also get Spring Ball, yes. And then they have to kill everything, basically.
Yeah, definitely. So a difficult front part of the run, because in order to get your fastest run, you want to leave the most items behind. A lot of times even charge beam, just going to skip right over that so that you can get down to the GT room as quickly as possible. And then, once you have that code, you get all the items anyways. So, every item you get that you don't need to get to the GT room is 7 seconds or more lost. Zeni having a little trouble getting on the elevator today, and does finally make it on there.
Both runners struggling with the heckin' steam.
Yeah, it was a real struggle street on series today. Jeez. So yeah, most of the good tricks and the interesting tech is going to be at the beginning of the race, and I guess you'll see some different boss fights as well, because with all the items, they have plenty of options, but usually a lot of microwaves towards the end of this race.
You do get to see some different techniques that you don't get to see in any percent or 100%, so that's nice.
Yeah, a lot of times runners will even throw in like some interesting spring ball movement and different things like that. So you don't usually see that because spring ball is such a late game item, even in like 100%.
Yeah, I think it's funny because spring ball often early on is thought about as kind of a wasted item until you get into high level like rando, plando type stuff where you can just do all kinds of weird things with it.
Yeah, and I think the other day in a playoff race, I even saw Zeni do a spring ball Metroid skip, which was pretty sweet. So
That is
we'll see if he busts that out again. So I don't know if you're staying completely in the middle or unbiased or not, but do you have a favorite here on this match, or do you just want Hero to win for Game 3?
I mean, I follow both runners, hang out with Hero a lot. Great guy, cool dogs, so that's always a plus. But really, I'd love to see a Game 3. Love to see everyone do well, and I think Game 3 just kind of, even, I don't know. It's nice for everybody to get a win, but it's going to be tough to beat Zeni, and he's a great guy too. So I don't hold ill will against anyone. I just want a good race, and hopefully Hero can point out or pull it out so we can have basically 6 straight hours of Super Metroid, because after this, I believe it is Kip versus Derp for their series this evening. So lots of good races.
Yeah, the much hyped Kip Derp race or rematch even maybe. I don't know. I haven't been following it that closely, but yeah, definitely 6 straight hours of Metroid sounds like a good night to me. So in GT Classic, honestly, I know Zenny is good, or great, whatever you want to say. But GT Classic, some of the tricks, depending on how safe Zenny plays it, are still difficult. And if he fails a lava dive and Hero makes it first try, puts Hero in the driver's seat. So you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. So I mean, lava dive is lava dive, and I know our best runners have a very high success rate on it, but
Yeah.
it's not 100%, and if it's just off a little bit, it can kill you pretty quickly.
Oh yeah. And of course, Zenny having a fantastic fight. Heroes is pretty good too. Both of them getting out of that Bomb Torizo fight pretty quickly and heading down.
Yeah, so an interesting thing about this. So when I saw this matchup come out, obviously Zenny, record holder in RBO, second place in Hundo, good at the other categories, good times. But I looked at it, I'm like, even with the seating being off, I thought, Hero has a pretty good chance simply because Hero's a pretty well-rounded runner. He's got a solid RBO time. He's decent at low ice and everything, especially some of the more volatile categories. So that, I think that's what a lot of our lower seeds may want to try to do, is run the more volatile category and, hope for the best.
So you think Zenny might be playing into his hand a little bit with this pick then, huh?
I wouldn't say that at all, but I mean, there is a giant roadblock that can set you back in this, and I think most people, if you pick a Hundo run, there's danger, but it's not as dangerous. So, even if Hundo was my best category, and I wouldn't want to race Zenny in it.
Yeah.
I want to try to control it that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Or do my best, at least.
Yep. And we are getting into Pink Brinstar here, so this will start to see how safe or how dangerous they want to play it. Likely seeing a charge skip here, I imagine, as with most of the playoff races. Oh, Zenny does go back for charge missiles. Looks like he questioned it. But most racers not choosing to pick up charge beam, and Zenny does skip it. So one of the things that does is, obviously for top tier runners, usually nothing. But if you happen to mess up a crate fight heading down, that can make it a lot more awkward not having charge beam. So that is one thing to keep an eye out for. Make sure that you try not to mess that up. Oh, Zenny taking a fall here. Doing some ammo pickups, though. It's all good. So you want to go over the lava dive a little bit before we get there, Mook, or? Oh. You still there? Oh, looks like I may have lost Mook. In either case, the lava dive in this category is quite dangerous, usually because they're running on minimal E tanks. They even have the option of doing the high jumpless. If you get it, it is technically faster, but quite a bit more dangerous. And we'll, see some indications on if they're playing it safe or not, on if they pick up that crate E tank. But in any case, basically, there's a couple of precision wall jumps you have to do to get out of the lava dive room, including a wall jump on spikes, which is always interesting. You have to use those iframes. But in any case, ShinyZeni here, heading into the crate fight first. Getting a pretty textbook 2 missile, 3 super quick kill. And Hero right after him, hot on his tail. See how it goes for him. Looked a little weird, but he got it. Maybe it was just me, but did he shoot an extra missile? Any case, both of them, 2 crates up, 2 crates down, no legs. And we do see ShinyZeni. He's gonna take the crate E tank. In a race setting, I like this safety. And Hero is not taking the crate E tank, so he is going to play it real fast and loose with his health. And I have seen him do this before. He likes to go ham on this lava dive. So Zeni is going to end up with 3 tanks on his lava dive and is going to pick up high jump. So I'm not going to go crazy here in the playoffs. Going to take it safe. Hero with the 2 tank high jump is not as safe, but still not as crazy as doing high jumpless or anything like that.
I apologize, everyone. I had a business call come through at the weirdest time, so I had to take that. Trying to help my daughter's school buy the land that they're on, and it's kind of a mess.
Oh boy. Well, that's all right. We're just coming up to the lava dive section here, so you haven't missed anything up until the interesting part. The ShinyZeni, though, going with the 3 tank safety here, while Hero playing it a little more fast and loose. Now Zeni with the 3 tanks not taking a save on Bubble Mountain, so only going to get 1 shot at this, but with 3 tanks, probably pretty consistent for him, being playoff quality runners here. Hero, though, is going to take the save. I feel like I've seen him skip that a lot of times, but not taking any chances today.
I think it might be the right call. I mean, Hero and I actually had a pretty, I think it was Hero and I, in-depth conversation about the number of supers, because there's the Spore Spawn backdoor supers that you can pick up, because right now you only have 5. All right, so that's the reason Zeni probably went for the extra tanks.
Yeah, and Zeni getting that lava dive first try and making it look easy.
That 0 tank attempt there was pretty fancy too.
Hero getting it first try too. Very nice. So we have a GT race happening. Both of them getting it, both of them saving. Like you were talking about with the super counts, Hero has one more, so he'll have an extra shot at the gate glitch if it doesn't go well.
Yeah, so here it was Hero talking about this because we were talking about it in the great first shot by Zeni there.
Yeah, just cementing his lead here with the first shot green gate glitch, not even slowing down, just running straight through. And it looks like he's got the code and everything good. All set up. Yeah, he's good to go.
But we talked about that number of supers, especially because he was in the play-in race. And if it came up GT, all right, great job, Hero. Both first tries, awesome. But like, what kind of extra safety would it be to have, 5 extra supers when you're racing against, 12 other people?
Yeah.
Like, to me, those are the interesting probability arguments you can have in this category.
Yeah, I mean, not that play-in race wasn't amazing, but yeah, if it was GT Classic, it certainly would have been interesting. Things like that could have come up. Seeing someone pick up an extra 5 supers and then needing them would be very interesting. So, but wow, both of these players, of course, nailing all of the intro tricks, the lava dive, the green gate glitch, and then finishing off Golden Chorizo. So at this point, the race is just boss rush, and whoever can do it the fastest wins.
Yep, it's pretty straightforward here, but you do at least get to see some cool stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, no death in a GT Classic. I almost feel like most of the time you hope for some, but it is great to see both these runners executing it so well. Not taking any deaths to lava dive or anything like that.
Yeah, and I mean, and there's still some roadblocks here. Mother Brain's still not free. There's issues with stand up, making sure you hit stand up in the right way, and I don't know, Zeni could kick his Super Nintendo. I mean, who knows?
Earthquakes. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I mean, definitely the rest.
Cats, dogs living together, mass hysteria.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, definitely. Nothing in Super Metroid is going to be free. At this point, with this item set, I mean, now Zeni definitely has a huge advantage though with his hundo experience. Since it's very similar to what he has right here.
I mean, Zeni could forget to go to Crate or Fantoon. Who knows?
Yeah, Fantoon skip. It is a thing. It has happened.
Very nice, I believe, Flower House by Hero there.
I think Zeni has his eye on the prize though, because I even saw him turn off Varia already, so he's looking for Turian already.
No doubt, he's good for a reason. It's not luck.
Yeah, and you even see a little bit of spring ball there. Coming out of Wasteland there, to go up that vertical door. I like just a little movement tech like that. You don't always see in a lot of the other categories. So that was pretty cool. Hero having a good Ridley fight as well. And yeah, I just want to backtrack real quickly, Mook. they both got green gate glitch first try running into the gate. Like, is there something I don't know about that method that makes it makes it better? Or these runners just amazing?
I think it's a timing thing or just a normal, or not, I don't know, normal, but I think it's just a comfort thing where, you know, they hit that door, they go, boom, okay. Apparently adds it a 2-frame window, potentially. It opens up a bigger window. And I
Okay.
imagine it probably helps, you know, just whatever feels right, you know. Like if it helps.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I mean, I've definitely seen some runners do it, and it seems like the ones that do it very consistently. But I don't know. I've tried it once or twice and burned through
I
a
think once
good couple
you get
packs of
for it,
supers and never gotten it.
I wonder if it's just one of those things, you know, especially hitting the door, like boom,
Yeah.
hit the transition, you know, one beat, boom, go again. But
Yeah, consistent setups definitely can help you out for sure. So and yeah, Zenny already heading into Meridia, so on a great pace. Hero's still hot on his tail. I mean, it's not like, you know, the amount of time you might save on baby skip or stand up or anything, but still keeping it interesting.
stay close, you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess next thing we're going to see is a microwave snake. Um, it'll be quick and it'll be probably a little rubbery.
Yeah, microwave seafood, not the best. Unless you want to be that person at the office who microwaves fish and gets
Oh,
the all company memo sent out to you.
I do not. Yeah, this Meridia is going to be pretty nasty. A lot of microwave seafood. Um, but luckily, we'll be out of it pretty quickly in this category. Looks like we're going to have a nice full halfie from Zenny. I think he got it. Yeah.
Very nice ledge grab there.
And I guess it's always talked about, and I haven't mentioned it yet, but in this category, you do have the grapple beam and the X-ray, as you saw the X-ray used on the snake, but you have grapple beam here too if you had any desire to do. Well, I don't know what's vanilla in this fight, but when I was a kid, I always used grapple beam. It was super easy. So,
Same.
if you had any desire to do that in this category, you could. But another X-ray microwave kill there for Zenny, and getting the spike suit with spring ball, just to prove he's the best.
Hero with the snake down there, you know, just using the invisible X-ray buffer to basically reset iframes or something like that. And the plasma beam pierces and black magic stuff like that.
Oh no, Hero missed the ledge grab. That was so close. Yeah, there always seems to be a little bit of black magic in these high level runs, at least to me.
I think it's a way better explanation than the actual like scientific one. Like, there's 2 frames here that go invisible, and you take the derivative of those, and then run the integral, and then you find the area under the curve.
Going back to the old college days there with Ooh, integrals and derivatives and
Yeah, it's been my life for the past 2 semesters. So we'll also point out there here. So if you noticed Hero there, he crouched as he was shooting Dragon to use that. So he does that because as soon as Dragon is actually dead, it will force Sam to stand up. He'll know, and he can head out the door.
Yeah, that's one trick I definitely use. I like that one. Anything to make it easier. It's not necessarily faster if you're good, but it definitely makes it easier. So ShinyZeni is going to head over to Fantoon. Make sure to kill all the bosses before visiting the golden statues. Usually a good idea. This is a bingo card. And what a bingo card that was, let me just say, since I wasn't on the mic during that match. One of the first in the playoffs I've seen that, or not necessarily the playoffs, I mean the season this year, had a lot of Norfair on it. Seemed like it was a troublesome card with all the Norfair on there.
Yeah, I don't know if it was that, but it was pretty spread out on that early card.
Yeah.
But I do think that probably going to lower Norfair was better than trying to fight with the more spread out Meridia stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And Zeni does get the slightly more complicated microwave on Fantoon. You do got to hit at least one projectile missile, in this case, on that eyeball before Fantoon will be susceptible to the microwave. And then you can basically microwave away. And I don't think Fantoon is any kind of fish, but probably still smells pretty bad.
It does kind of look like a space squid, so I can't imagine it's good.
I'll give you that for sure.
There would be the all office memo of who did this, and you should be taken out back and shot.
Yeah, can't imagine that Fantoon smells good for sure. It's probably why everything's hiding in the ship until you kill him.
I mean, Hero's doing a pretty good job here. He's keeping pretty good pace with Zeni. I mean, Zeni's pulling, well, maybe stretching the lead a little bit, but not too much. Hero's been pretty on point.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Hero's a great runner. I've seen him at a couple of the season races, and he's holding his own. I mean, it's still close. I mean, Zeni went by the ship at about 28 minutes, and my guess is Hero's maybe like a minute and a half behind. I mean, I guess it depends on this Fantoon fight, but maybe 2 minutes.
Yeah, and I mean, it's probably a little bit. I mean, it's probably grown by like 10 seconds or something, and I mean, that's not anything to be ashamed of, racing Zeni.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Keeping up with the master here. Oh, Hero is having a little trouble with that Fantoon, though. That is the other part about Fantoon is it does go away like very quickly after being hit by plasma. So you have to get those X-rays in right away before Fantoon kind of goes back invisible.
Yeah, it was kind of unfortunate that Fantoon, what's the word I'm looking for, respawned really close to him, so he couldn't keep the beam in the hitbox long enough.
Yeah, definitely. So probably slowed him down a little bit, maybe 2 to 3 minutes now behind, but still pretty quick game so far, and I'm sure he'll have a strong finish. And in this category, more than enough projectiles. Nobody has any issues with Mother Brain 1. Then you have your plasma beam, so 20 charge plasma ice wave shots takes care of Mother Brain 2. So it's not going to be much of a complicated fight. There is some complication, I guess you could call it, at the end of the day with stand-up glitch if they decide to go for that. And sorry, Zeni is just flying through these Metroid rooms. Very nice. Well, and then I curse him as soon as I said it. But his first two rooms were super quick. But yeah, the stand-up glitch a little bit tricky because the exactly 700, as you mentioned earlier, you have to be a little bit careful of your energy. Just because you don't actually have the extra tank, you have exactly 700, and so you're left with 1 energy. But in any case, here comes that Metroid skip from Zeni. I'm crossing my fingers for the spring ball version.
And if anyone thinks that you're trying to curse the runners, it's not.
Oh no!
Curse them.
I think Zeni got slow grabbed.
He did.
Oh no, he didn't. Never mind. Sorry, I'm a fool.
Yeah. Gonna play it out this way, huh?
Oh, is he slow? He's like half slow. Yeah, it looked like he got slow grabbed, but then he fell quickly. No, yeah, he got slow grabbed. He's got to go to the save station and reset his game. I mean, that's not going to take two.
That would make it interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that's not going to take 2 minutes, but that's definitely given Hero a little bit of catch-up time here. Oh, thanks, John. Yeah, I never get my baby skip that close to the doorway to know how the slow grab actually works. So, thanks for correcting me there.
That's a good that's a good first room there by Hero. Yeah, and there's no attempting at cursing our runners here. We just want more Super Metroid.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I think I even picked Zeni in the challenge bracket, but I'm rooting for Hero just for that game 3. Well, I'm sure a lot of people picked Zeni. I mean, you got Zeni and Zost, and probably a lot of those got picked. We'll see how Hero's baby skip goes. Looks good to start. Had to jump a little early on the first one. An extra swing or 2 here. But he looks good.
Extra jump probably for a little bit extra space. I don't know. I can't do that, so.
Yeah, I think he just landed a little too far to the right on the second jump. That seems to do something. But yeah, I'm not very good at baby skips. So. And Zeni is doing the stand-up glitch, so it's not all that unsafe with this loadout. You've got X-ray if something goes wrong to kind of bail you out. Oh, and Hero going for the... it looked like he was going for the spring ball Zeb skip. There he goes. That's cool. Breaking out all the cool tech. And actually, you can see on Zeni's screen, when you do reset after doing the GT code, it does reset your graphical HUD as well. So you can actually see grapple and X-ray now. That he always had, but you couldn't really see on the HUD. So all those times that people have told you that it's there, now it is proven.
Also, the word HUD is a fun word.
And we do have Hero in the Mother Brain fight at the same time as ShinyZeni, so definitely still a close race. I mean, fortunately, Zeni heading out as Hero heads in to Mother Brain 3, but still, about as close as you can get versus world record holder here. Does look like Hero is going to do the stand-up glitch as well. Ooh, ShinyZeni getting a little blue bomber, adding some swag to his escape. Hero, I think, just messing around, getting into a position where he would definitely be in the floor, and then pulling out of it there. Great job, Hero. Way to put on a great show at the end here. And this is game 2, so as long as ShinyZeni hits the ship here in just a minute, he will take home the victory of his playoff match here with Hero. Want to go ahead and call it out, Mook? Oh, did I lose him again? Well, in any case, ShinyZeni does finish with an official SRL time of 36 minutes and 11 seconds, and does take home this race victory as well as the playoff match victory. So GG to Zeni. He will be moving on to the top 8 and is now in the money. As was mentioned earlier, provided by that Balls Garana and Mega Cat Studios, Zeni now has a piece of the pie.
So I had lost my Discord there. I apologize.
Well.
My desktop, I don't know. I just was stupid. But Hero had a really good stand-up. Looked like he only needed 2 shots.
Yeah, definitely. And he was messing around too, so...
I think for the most part, Hero's going to be happy with this run. I mean,
oh yeah,
he had a great run, but against Zeni, but it is what it is. And...
yeah, I mean, he had a great season too. I mean, he was in the play-in race, and it was a little close for him at the end of that, but I mean, he still had a great season and played very well. I mean, I saw him in a number of matches; they were all really fun. So. Shout outs to him, but yeah, Zeni taking home the victory.
Hero signifying or solidifying his run with Blue Bomber there.
Yep, gotta make sure to get yourself some Blue Bomber on the way out. And I imagine there's bound to be some animal shenanigans here in a moment.
I don't know. Let's not do that.
No? Oh, he's not. Okay. Well, never mind. Instead, he's going to finish in a Shine Spark, completing another one of his bingo tiles from earlier.
And now he's going to win Triple Bingo GT code.
If only that were a category.
We can make
I kind of wish GT code was like one of the tiles on a bingo card. Oh, sorry, I got distracted. And GG to Hero with an official SRL time of 39:14. Definitely played a great race. I mean, just a few minutes behind Zeni, which is, like you said, not a bad place to be.
Real respectable run. I don't know if we're doing interviews, but I'm going to at least step away for a minute because I have to go help relocate a small child from the car.
All right. Sounds good. I'll see if they want to. Hey, Hero, welcome.
Hello.
Hey, hey, it was a good match. GG. I mean, it didn't go your way, but I felt like you played pretty well. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the bingo. Unfortunately, that was my chance.
Yeah.
I knew whatever category Zenny got to handpick for himself was probably going to be GG for me. But I knew going into it was either going to be bingo or low ice was what I was going to pick, and have Zenny rage at me for picking bingo.
Yeah, I wasn't in the SRL for that one, but it did look like he definitely had some trouble with the bingo card, and that card in particular. I see so many going to Meridia. That one was very Norfair heavy. Did you have your rows picked out right away, or did you?
It took me a minute, but I think what Zenny and I ultimately ended up doing was column 1, row 5, and then the diagonal.
Yeah.
And I think that was probably the best play. It looked like Zenny got speed early. I couldn't tell. I looked at the restream and I saw that he had speed. So I don't know what his route was. I'd have to go back and watch. But I thought the card was basically wreck ship first, grab the missiles, grab some super missiles while you were there, and then do a little bit of cleanup to grab some power bombs and grab some E-tanks. And then I should have dipped Meridia for super missiles, because when I got to Lower Norfair and was like, dang, I have 25 super missiles. I have to fight GT. This is dumb.
Oh yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, and I think Zenny was counting when he got there, like seeing if he had to do it or not, because he gate glitched and then like paused. I was trying to count the packs he picked up.
Yeah, and I was counting my packs and I was like, man, how many packs do I have? I was like, I think I have 25. Man, I hope I have 30. And then by the time I was in Norfair, I was like, well, I'm not going back to Meridia. Like, I'm not going to leave to go get, because here was my thought. I was like, I'm going to feel really dumb. I'm really stubborn when I do bingos. I was like, I got my fifth tank. My fifth tank was the high jump tank. Mm-hmm. And that's what it was going to be. And if I was going to get a tank in Meridia, then I should also get a super missile in Meridia. Otherwise, I shouldn't go in at all.
Yeah.
So if I was going to go into Meridia to get, crab supers, then I should get crab supers and Mama Turtle tank at the same time.
I gotcha.
So I was pretty stubborn when I went, and I realized that I was short. But in hindsight, with having to bomb jump out of GT and all that, I probably should have just left Norfair and gotten the pack and the super pack that I need. I still don't think I would have made up the 20 minutes that I lost by dying. I almost forfeited when I died in bowling.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what I was thinking. I ran into bowling. I fell on the spikes. I panicked because I didn't have a power bomb. I looked at my health. I thought I had 99 health when I ran in. And then I was like, oh, I have 199 health. But I had already made the decision to jump back to the platform for some reason. To try to go into my reserves and trigger them. Because I didn't want them to trigger on the spikes, and then I take a double hit. And then when I went into my reserves, I was like, oh, I have 17 health in my reserves. That's not going to get me across the spikes.
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely unfortunate, that death there. And it's a shame. I mean, you still had a great season, though. And it is a tough call. I mean, with those bingo cards, I usually, I feel like a lot of people say the same thing. Like, you got to pick your rows and stick with them. I mean, maybe you change a little bit along the way, but gotta kind of stick to your guns on those bingos, or you're gonna lose anyway. So, definitely don't blame you for that.
Yeah, and you don't. You know, I've talked to some people, and you don't have to like be super knowledgeable when you run these bingo cards. You can honestly, I'd say 95% of the bingo cards, you can probably just do basically an old route run. You can basically go down, get Varia and Speed Booster, and then just clean up whatever you need to after that.
Yeah, true.
That fills the card up. You don't have to do a super optimized card, and you'll beat a lot of people that way. I mean, you don't have to run Wreck Ship first and then do a Brinstar cleanup, which is oftentimes a very optimized route, which is what caused me to die. But actually, what caused me to die was me panicking and not looking at my health, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, especially with most of the card, you know, this one was very Norfair heavy, but I see a lot of cards that end in Meridia anyway. So you do the old route, you pick up Gravity, you head to Meridia, and then you're just done before you even have to go to Lower Norfair. So, yeah, it definitely feels like it works out pretty well.
Yeah, I think the goal with the bingo cards is to visit 2 areas, right? It's to visit 2 major areas.
Yeah.
If that's Wreck Ship in Norfair, or Wreck Ship in Meridia, or I mean, the dream card would be to just go get Varia Suit and go straight to Norfair and not have to do anything else. But that's, you know,
yeah.
if you're running Dab, somebody messed up when they gave you your rows. And if you're running Bingo, you just got a card that was like a blessing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I thought your GT race went really well. I mean, no deaths on the lava dive. You know, Green Gate glitch first try. I mean, how do you feel about that race?
It was fine. According to my splits, I was only 12 seconds behind my PB leaving Ridley.
Nice.
And that's with 2 saves. So, you know, I was running, you know, close to my PB. And honestly, like, so Zeni's time on the SRL was 36:11. I'd have to look back and see where Zeni lost time, because his time, I think his PB is like, I think he has a 34. So I think he might have like maybe hammed it up a little bit.
He did safeties. I mean, he did 3 tank lava dive, high jump lava dive. He saved 2. He got slow Metroided at the end.
Oh, because he go for spring ball.
Yeah, he went for the spring ball and he got slowed, so he had to save reset. So yeah, he had a couple of things, but yeah, I mean, a lot of safeties for the most part at the beginning, and then the slow Metroid at the end.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to beat a 36:11 anytime soon unless I'm grinding this category, and I would have had to like been in really good GT Classic shape, and I would have had to skip all of the safeties, and like I would have had to do like 1 tank. Even I'm probably not really realistically good enough to do bootless. I mean, I can do it, but it's probably not like, it's not race viable for me. But 1 tank high jump dive with no save, and that's not a good race strat, to be honest.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, he definitely looked like he was comfortable with his safeties as well too. So yeah, I mean, you would have had to go. You would have had to do that, and then in a race, I mean, what are the chances it all goes right? So
yeah, and then even after that, the thing about GT Classic that's really good for Zeni is that the movement after GT is it's Hundo. Like it's basically like Hundo, but without picking up any items.
Yeah.
And Zeni is like, he's so comfortable with all of the 100% loadout with spring ball and space jump and screw attack, and his movement, basically the actions per minute that you can do with that loadout is just, he's in such good shape for that right now. And this category plays really well to his strengths. And so when I vetoed 100%, I was like, he's either going to pick any percent. I didn't think he was going to pick RBO because RBO is very volatile, and he knows that, one, I don't think I don't match up very well with him in RBO, but he knows that I run RBO, so I would actually enjoy myself if I'm running it. And since I gave him bingo, he didn't want me to actually have fun. And it's just too volatile, to be honest. Like, Zeni could rip off like a 104 in a race, but he could run like a 120. Like, he could die 3 times fighting Ridley, and every time you die fighting Ridley, that's like a 4 or 5 minute setback.
Yeah, so, I mean, anyone can. RBO is a tough category for sure.
Yeah, and when I raced Kip last year, like I raced Kip 3 times and I got 3 PBs in a row. So like, those things happen, and like, you know, you don't want that to happen in a race against your opponent. Like, you die 3 times and they PB. That's bad.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's definitely a bad day. Or, you know, good for you.
Yeah. So, so I think he wanted to pick. I mean, GT is a slightly volatile category, but if you're like in really good shape and they have a time that's 3 minutes slower than yours, and you feel really comfortable with the safeties you're taking, it's not as volatile as other categories can be. So.
Yeah, especially not the way you guys played it today. I mean, neither of you had any. I mean, both first try gate glitches, lava dives. I mean, everything except. I mean, on your end, I had the Fantoon went a little wonky, but everything seemed pretty smooth otherwise.
Dude, the Fantoon, I was like, man, this is great. Like, got a mid pattern. I got the eye opening really smoothly, and then I charged my shot up facing right. And then I went to turn around and I moonwalked, and I was like, you know, this is why moonwalk sucks. So.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
But it's okay. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah. Any final thoughts on the tournament? I mean, it seemed like you had a lot of fun, right?
Yeah, this was a really fun tournament. I encourage. I guess my parting thought is, I encourage, even though this is for, you know, all abilities and for people who can run, basically if you can run Super Metroid any category, you can do these tournaments. I encourage people to learn some of the other categories, even if it's like at a very entry level, and take a chance and like try to race them. Try to race the categories, because like, don't race any percent every week. It's just not as fun. Any percent's not as fun.
Yeah, I like that, definitely. I'm glad you're shouting it out there. I certainly hope we have some future tournaments, tournament participants in the chat here, and that we'll take advantage of that.
Yeah,
definitely. Well, thanks for joining me and the thoughts on the race. I feel like you had a great tournament. It was great to watch you. Your most of your matches were really fun to watch. So I'm glad I got to calm one here at the end, and you know, I definitely hope to see you back next tournament.
Yeah, I look forward to watching it back and listening to the comms. I appreciate it, guys.
Of course.
Thanks.
GG. And for everyone else, make sure to click over to SpeedGaming 4, and I think about 30 minutes at this point, where you're going to have that Kip TG Derp match. That should be pretty awesome and round out your Friday night run. And, you know, thank you for joining us here for this great race. I'm Sire, and thanks for Mook. Looks like he's had a little housekeeping to do, but I'm glad he was able to calm these two, and that we were able to hear from him. Make sure to follow the runners, and we'll see you next mission. Have a good one.